Team USA has lost two of their three exhibition games in preparation for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Should we be concerned about them winning gold this year? I'm gonna start with John.
I think that there should be legitimate concern about the USA team winning gold. However, I do think that they still will win the gold. When you look at this team, obviously this was a regular NBA season, and some of these players literally just finished playing basketball not too long ago. And I think when you look at kind of some of the other teams, right, it's a situation where every 4 years, these teams get better, right? When you look at a Nigeria team that has 6 NBA players on it, an Australia team that has, I think, 6 NBA players on it, and Ben Simmons opted to not play with that team, I think that team could be even better than what we saw. And then we even just saw them beat an Argentina team today that plays really well together. So I think when you look at it and the contrast of styles, right? When you look at what's largely done in the NBA, it's a lot of ISO and pick and roll. Really, that's what you see 90% of the time in the NBA. It's ISO and pick and roll, right? It's one-man basketball or two-man basketball. And then you come overseas and they're playing 5-man basketball. Everybody's rotating, they're cutting, diving to the hoop. They're all playing hard, passing, setting screens for each other. And they just got Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard out there going one-on-one, right? It's a recipe for disaster. So I think that's what we've seen. I think with time comes and the chemistry as they continue to play together, they'll get better. And that's why I think ultimately they'll win the gold, just because the talent discrepancy will be too much. They still got Devin Booker coming in. They got reinforcements. They got Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. I don't know how much they'll add to the team, with them playing in the finals, especially how long it goes. But those are still 3 NBA players that can come in and, have an impact. Any given night, they could, be the best player on the team with their skill sets. And I think another thing too is just the poor kind of construction of the roster is what we've seen been exposed thus far. And I think hopefully they'll be able to overcome that moving forward. But what I see is really a lack of, big men. And I think that's because we don't have really great American big men. And so we don't have a rim protector or just a great big man presence. And then we really don't have playmakers, right? When you look at our best players on the team, Kevin Durant, he scored first. Damian Lillard, he scored first. Bradley Beal, he scored first. Jason Tatum, he scored first. Zach LaVine, he scored. Everybody scored first, right? Our best playmakers on the team are Bam Adebayo and Draymond Green, right? So I don't know who was involved in the roster construction, why we don't have a point guard or a center, but this is just what we got to rock with. But ultimately, I think the talent wins out and USA gets it together and they win gold.
So yeah, I don't even know how to go after that. I think John hit everything on the head. It's a poor constructed roster, and I think there is some concern to be had for them to win the gold. I think they'll still be in the running for it, especially when you consider getting back Chris Middleton, Booker, and Drew Holiday. But that can go one or two ways, because they can be in their groove from the playoffs, or they cannot be in their groove, and there's a thing of fatigue, and them not having really a break off as compared to the other players who just finished playing. So I think there is some concern to be had there, and just hopefully they can come in and put something together and keep the ball rolling. And at the end of the day, we'll say, oh, that was just an exhibition game.
And I think one of the things to speak on is who's the leader of this team. We can talk about all the time. We can talk about play styles, maybe a lot of score first guys. But at the end of the day, the problem with Team USA, we've seen it on multiple occasions. You could even go back to the Dream Team, where it's like, who's the best player on the court and who's taking the last shot. I think sometimes these alpha males finding out who that truly is what kind of makes them a better team, because now we know, okay, who do we give the ball to in this situation? We all know you can get your own bucket, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, KD, but who's our guy? I think when they decide to say, okay, this is our role, I know I'm that guy in this city, but I'm playing for Team USA, and I'm going to just be a spot-up shooter, and I'm going to play defense. Because at the end of the day, we can't all be first scoring or whatever it is. We have to make a role, and we have to understand that. And when they understand that, they'll win the gold medal. I think there will be challenges. I think there will be close games. But at the end of the day, when they figure out who that guy is, the two guys are, they'll be fine. But y'all tell us what y'all think in the comment section. What you got, John? What you got?
No, I was my bad. I was gonna say really quick. I think that kind of, when you look at the USA in exhibition games before this season, they were 54-2, right? And complacency kind of does that to you, where you just kind of rock up and think you're gonna roll over these teams. So I think losing to a Nigeria team who nobody saw coming, who's 3-0 at this point in the video in exhibition games, and then also, kind of coming out the next night saying, okay, we're not gonna do that again, and then losing to Australia, I think that's really good for them, right? You get that out now before you get to the tournament and it's one and done. So I think them kind of getting hit in the face 2 nights in a row. I watched the game today against Argentina. There was a lot of ball movement, kind of some of the issues they had before, them hunting for fouls, kind of playing an NBA style of game instead of just putting their head down and trying to actually put the ball in the bucket and not relying on the refs to dictate the game. I saw that today. And like I said, I just think them getting punched in the face twice, by Nigeria and Argentina will ultimately be better for them. And they'll be ready for what teams are going to bring to them every single game when it matters and you lose and you go home. So I'm glad it's happening to them right now and not when they're really on the quest for gold in Tokyo.
Definitely some good points. We'll have to see. And y'all have to tell us what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. SOS Discussions. There we go. All right, so we're doing this Space Jam.
We could do a quick.
Wait, did it just drop, or was that like a private premiere?
No, that was just a premiere. It comes out on Friday.
Yeah, that was a private screen.
It comes out on.
The 16th Savannah over here looking thick nations in this green dress.
Boy, chill out, man.
Man, nah.
He married, nigga.
Man,
that is the queen you're talking about.
Stop being fake humble. Stop being fake humble, John.
You wouldn't want nobody talking about Mrs. Monk like this.
Stop being fake humble, John.
You talking about the queen?
You wouldn't want nobody talking about Mrs. Monk.
Stop being fake humble, John. Call it like you see it, boy.
That's somebody's wife. That is how I see it.
All right. Anyway, next segment. Since John won't play around.
All right. So basically, Space Jam 1 or Space Jam 2 predictions. Okay. Now, how about this? Does Space Jam 2 even have a chance at being Space Jam 1? I think that's more of a question. Because come on now. At the end of the day, the number one always is number one. But all right, let's go. Welcome to SOS Discussions. Today we're deciding, does Space Jam 2 with LeBron James have any chance at beating Michael Jordan's Space Jam 1? I'm gonna start with Mia.
No, it does not. Space Jam is a classic. There's no topping it. This might be a good movie, but I don't see it topping the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan. You had so many classic players in that film, and I mean, we got some stars in this one too, but I don't think anything just comes out and beats the original. Some sequences you got to leave alone.
Yeah, there's nothing better than nostalgia. Obviously, we all have the nostalgia of the Space Jam, right? Michael Jordan, in his airness, Charles Barkley, everybody in the movie, the Monstars, right? I just don't think that you can duplicate that. And everybody who had the kind of the aura of Space Jam and us being kids and all of that, like we're older now. So it may turn into, something where it's a LeBron versus Jordan debate, but even all the LeBron fans have to admit that they grew up watching Michael Jordan in the original Space Jam. So it'll be cool to watch. I'll check it out, but nostalgia kicks in. The first one will always be the best one to me.
I definitely have to agree. There's nothing like the first one. And honestly, even like seeing the TV quality not even being there is somewhat what you love about watching Space Jam 1. Like I've been seeing the super HD Bugs Bunny is tripping me out. I don't see it possible. And I just think at the end of the day, especially from the viewpoint of somebody that's, adults now, we're all adults now. And you know what I'm saying? Watching a cartoon just isn't going to be the same at this time. We're not going to be able to laugh at all the jokes. We're going to laugh at the Michael Jordan Space Jam 1 jokes because we already laughed at them first. So we're going to laugh at them again. But I think it's going to have a different vibe to them. I think it could be great. We look at Coming to America 2. I think Coming to America 2 exceeded expectations, but still was nowhere close to Coming to America 1, just because that's just what it is. It's not going to be able to beat the first one. Neither is Space Jam 2. I think they got the right person for the job. You got the GOAT going against the GOAT, Space Jam 1 versus Space Jam 2. But it is what it is. But y'all tell us what y'all think, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, and then tell us which Space Jam is going to be better. And we'll see y'all next time. It's SOS Discussion.